Imagine starting your day by slipping into a shirt made from recycled materials, enjoying a breakfast of locally sourced produce, commuting to work in an electric vehicle, and spending your day in a green building powered by renewable energy. Your evening could be spent at a sustainable leisure spot, and your savings could be invested in a company that prioritizes environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, factors. Even your mindset and attitude towards consumption could be contributing to sustainability. This is, in fact, not a distant dream, but a reality that is being embraced more and more every day. Welcome back to Sustainability in Action. I'm Ross Vermeer. In our past 9 episodes, we've hosted leaders discussing the ways in which Hong Kong businesses are integrating sustainability into their strategies and operations, and thereby influencing global practices. To recap the concept of sustainability, we invite Ms. Edith Shi to highlight its essence.
According to the Brundtland Report, this was published by the World Commission on Environment and Development back in 1987. Sustainability means meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. I very much agree with this definition, which should apply to my group, my family and friends, and for that matter, to everyone. Today, we are living on resources borrowed from our next generations, be it environmental, economic, or social. Well, I was in Kenya on safari a few months ago. As visitors, we were not allowed to bring or use plastic bags. We very quickly realized how much we have relied on plastic bags in our daily life, and then the positive impact of using alternative reusable containers could have on the environment. I also realized how fresh the air and the grass, how luscious the trees, and how freely the animals roam. Nature is indeed fabulous. In order for our next generation to continue enjoying the beauty and wonders of the environment, minimizing our environmental footprint is most important. Sustainable operation and development for our businesses, and for that matter, sustainable living for us all, are critical principles we have adopted. We understand our efforts will impact future generations down the road in many years to come.
I trust that you have been refreshed in what you have learned about sustainability. Throughout this series, we have delved into the transformative impact of sustainability across diverse sectors, such as clothing, food choices, transportation, energy, buildings, leisure and lifestyles, and even investing. All of these sectors, which play integral roles in our daily lives, contribute to a broader narrative of sustainable development. This series extends beyond mere exploration. It represents a journey towards a future where sustainability serves as a guiding principle. Now, let's listen to our esteemed guests as they share their visions of this sustainable future.
Sustainability means to be able to stay in the long run. So can our businesses continue to be in business for a long run? Can our planet stay healthy for a long run? Can we individually live healthily for a long run? So sustainability means dealing with all of these things from the personal level to the macro level, and it has to encompass all of these considerations.
Sustainability is not a destination, it's a journey that we need to learn together. Possibly, we learn new things every day under sustainability stream. And I think this is a very exciting time right now to work harder together, to work with our like-minded partners, to nurture the talents in the field as well, to look into what Hong Kong as a city can do to promote more ESG and sustainability.
I mean, this is a generational journey. Sustainability is not going to be ticked in the box in the next 5, 10, 20 years. Most companies are looking at 2050. You know, that's another, give or take, 30 years away. That's a generation away. So it's the youth or the younger people coming in who will have to pick up the torch of sustainability from myself and Clements and my colleagues and take this journey to another level.
So I think we're all on a journey here in Hong Kong in terms of sustainable business practices. And I think the expectations from our stakeholders are only going to get more challenging. So the regulators we're seeing are upping their game. Staff and younger people in particular, we know have higher expectations that the companies that they're working for will meet their own values and are committed to ESG. And so I'm delighted that we're on this journey, but I see it's only going to get more challenging going forward. And we'll all have to be continuing to challenge ourselves to up our game.
As you will recall, sustainability is fundamentally rooted in addressing climate change and reducing our carbon footprint. It is a basic, essential part of protecting the environment and cherishing nature. Our distinguished guests are eager to share their insights on effective strategies for carbon reduction. Let's gain inspiration from their expertise and explore practical ways to reduce our own carbon footprints.
Hong Kong is a small city and we don't produce a lot here, unfortunately, but there's lots of opportunities to reduce our carbon footprint and look at food and beverage closer to home and see how we can work with countries nearby us here to, again, reduce that carbon footprint, farm to fork eating, and just be really aware of what they're putting in their mouth and also what they could possibly be wasting.
I think being an animal lover, it is really great to see that I can contribute a little bit and to help save the environment and also to make my passion into responsibility.
I grew up in new territories. All the trees and insects or flowers are my friends. So sustainability to me is actually looking after the neighborhood and also to care about the neighbors around me. If I create a damage to the environment, it also damages the people around me. So it's very personal. It's just to love the neighborhood, which is the earth, if you make it in the larger scale.
咁正正我哋喺本地種植啦，我哋已經係減少咗呢一批嘅碳排放出嚟啦。咁同埋我哋種蔬菜啦，我哋係真真正正吸收非常多嘅碳嘅。咁呢樣亦都可以解決好多碳足跡嘅問題出現。
Through introducing zero-emission buses into our fleet, we encourage our citizens to move away from the private cars and switch to public transport. This could help to reduce carbon emission as well as the traffic congestions.
We're very well aware of the impact of climate change crisis. We're also aware that customers have rising expectations of services and goods that they are involved in. And so we feel it's necessary that we should be able to provide a business that is sustainable.
We are now working on how we could minimize the use of high carbon materials, implement new, clean, environmental sound technology to drive improvements further. Everyone has a role to play in addressing climate change. Hong Kong people are very smart as long as they understand the reason of doing it. Having an environmental friendly lifestyle and making an environmental friendly transit is as easy as taking MTR.
未来，相信在船舶制造业的发展进程中，碳纤维船舶的推廣與應用將會是主要的發展方向。
可持續發展唔單止係一個政策， 亦都唔單止係2030、2050嘅目標，其實係每一個人每日嘅選擇同埋行動嚟嘅。選擇低碳本地嘅食材，唔單止投資喺你哋身上，亦都投資喺我哋嘅未來。
When we hear about the word climate change, most of us in Hong Kong would feel like heavy, powerless, mundane. And this is exactly why I want to change the narrative. The narrative should transform from issue-based climate communications to action-based engagement approach, telling people what, how, and where they could go green in daily lives.
Throughout our discussions, our guests have emphasized how sustainability begins with personal choices and decisions for both individuals and business sectors. It is essential to cultivate awareness, adopt the right attitude, and exhibit responsible behaviors as we define the lifestyles we choose to embrace. Each individual's choices and behaviors contribute to shaping a more sustainable world. Now, let's hear more of their shared wisdom and insights.
First of all, build awareness, read more, understand what sustainability is, because I'm today just focusing on construction industry, but there are a lot more than that. For example, recycling, air pollution, etc. And so read more. When you understand more, your vision will change. So education, I think, is very important. And secondly, your behavior can change. So if in my room, I set up a smart card to control the lighting and air conditioning. So behavior change is very important. Now you can change your behavior and make a greener lifestyles. Do recycling, clean out the bottle before you put it in recycle box. So educate yourself, change your lifestyle, and then if you can, be a missionary, talk to other people about sustainability. So one by one, we can probably, hopefully, change our behavior for entire Hong Kong.
We measure what people have done and how they change their behavior. The most difficult measure is, of course, the impact. Are people really changing their lifestyle? In general, one visit is not enough for the fundamental change. So another thing what I'd like to measure more is to how frequently people are coming back to Kadori Farm and Botanic Garden. A lot of people in Hong Kong have been here, but only once when they were a kid. And what I'd like to achieve here is that people come back at least once a year. See how beautiful it is, but also how much progress we're making, how much more beautifying and how much the forest is growing, how more animals you'll see here. So there's progress in the farm, but hopefully also progress in the way people have a sustainable lifestyle.
I think it's about lifestyle changes, making the right choice on clothing, and really protect your clothing, because if you wash it well, it can keep for 10 years. If you just dump it in the washing machine, dry it with whatever ways you want, it will just last for 1 to 2 years. So as a consumer, it's about the choices you make and also how to protect the clothing. And as a brand owner, I think educating the public is very important on why you are choosing the material you're choosing and how to protect the clothing that we make.
Hong Kong, like most places in the world, have committed to carbon neutral goals by mid-century. So I think it's upon us already. So we need to rethink our lifestyles and figure out how we can contribute to the success of ourselves as a city, Hong Kong as a role model for how future cities should look like, and how we can be part of the solution for this global challenge. So what does a new sustainable consumption lifestyle look like? It could be that we buy for durability, we buy for versatility, we buy secondhand. Or also we do garment swaps and exchanges with our friends.
Sustainability is absolutely important and essential. Even for us, just looking at the way we do business, I think eco-friendly materials, introducing them to our customers, as well as customers coming to us asking for new qualities that are more sustainable. So it is just a way of doing business. I don't think anyone can move forward without considering sustainability in our business plan, in the way we conduct ourselves. Maybe we can say, in order to be successful going forward, you cannot not consider sustainability.
I personally very much believe in it. It's not just a corporate view, it's a personal view. I think it's very much, when I think about sustainability, I think about making choices and decisions will help them enjoy a world that's ideally at least as good as what I've enjoyed, but hopefully better. I suppose my advice or feedback to that, the key is make those small steps frequently and consistently, and just promote that commitment and ethos of living a sustainable kind of life and making these decisions that we believe in are right, not just for today, but also for tomorrow.
I think as individuals, we have a responsibility to our environment. And to be environmentally conscious in our daily activities means really making conscious decisions such as reducing single-use plastic, choosing environmentally friendly products, etc. And in business, we can make environmentally conscious decisions by choosing green companies or companies that match our values.
It's really critically important that we all play our part to help address this challenge. Be conscious about the use of energy, think about how we consume and whether it's really necessary and whether it's really making us happier. Because there is a lot of things that each of us do just by habit or because it's there without really thinking about it, which does, one way or the other, contribute to the problem of climate change. And being more mindful and conscious of those things and changing patterns in a way which doesn't alter fundamentally your happiness or lifestyle in an adverse way can actually make a really powerful and constructive contribution to helping address this challenge of climate change. So that would be my request to us all here in Hong Kong and everywhere for that matter.
So I think without a shadow of a doubt, the future for all industries, for all countries, for all communities, it has to be a more sustainable one. And that will bring about some quite hard choices, some difficult choices about our consumption habits, our business models. So I think all industries will have to rethink quite meaningfully the way things have been done historically. Because if we just continue doing what we've always been doing, whether as businesses, whether as individuals, we won't change our path. We won't achieve the major goals of carbon neutrality or waste reduction.
Our esteemed guests, representing various sectors, have dedicated significant efforts to educate their staff members, the younger generation, the general public, and their communities about the importance of sustainability. They recognize the vital role that education plays in achieving sustainable goals and creating a sustainable future. Let's continue to listen to our guests as they share their invaluable insights and experiences on this crucial topic.
Over the past few years, we have broadened our internship mentoring scope to meet new talents across the group in Hong Kong. We gather the mentees and interns during the year for joint activities so they have a feeling of camaraderie as well as they interact and share experiences with one another. For companies to be well run and remain sustainable in the long term, they have to be accountable to their stakeholders and have proper systems in place to oversee and manage their risks, including sustainability risks. Since 2022, we have about 400 colleagues within the group that have either completed or are in the process of completing the Cambridge University Business Sustainability Management course. I myself had taken the full 10-week version of the course and found it most challenging but enlightening. The group is investing in our colleagues so they acquire not only the know-how on sustainability, but more importantly, the philosophy and rationale behind the theories. So senior, middle, and junior management are all being educated and aligned in promoting our sustainability mindset, and in turn, they are ambassadors of our environmental stewardship.
And I am so delighted to see that in Hong Kong, so many youngsters, they will come and tell me that they're so passionate in sustainability, what skills they need to equip to be in the sustainability field. So I want to tell the youngsters, I want to tell everyone that it's never too late to start learning sustainability, because it is actually important that we work harder together as the clock is ticking. And there's so many new things to learn in sustainability and ESG journey. So many courses available, so many knowledge out there. So yes, if you love sustainability, start learning every day.
We often think, of course, what can the younger generation do to change the world, how to contribute to a better world. And I often have this conversation with my children. My sons try to live a natural, neutral way. So they try to have a lifestyle which has a very low carbon impact with their food, with their mobility, and also how they vote, which is also an important thing.
I am really hopeful that it will be a kind of like catalyzing sustainability in Hong Kong to a different level. So I will see the young people, they are now not looking into the label of sustainability. They want to actually dig deep into it, to understand it in depth and understand the full cycle of production, understand how they can live more lightly on the earth. So I think these are all very encouraging. This is very important to shape an important attitude, which will be a guidance for them to contribute more to the sustainability in future.
Simple acts like not wasting water saves frogs and toads and newts, which are part of Hong Kong's biodiversity. Turning off lights prevents some birds that are migrating at night from being confused whenever they are travelling. So little things that we do, apart from conserving energy, it also helps our native animals and plants to survive. So this kind of messaging is extremely important.
We actually had a lot of focus for younger generations. Like at the farm, we have different kinds of programs, say for the soil and also for the plants and for the animals. So it is very important for us to raise the equal literacy among the younger generation. We think that it's very important for people to really feel that they can have different ideas about nature. It's very individual based, and I think the impact more relies on how they actually look at themselves and also how they actually look at nature.
Awareness is very important. Education is very important. Private and public sector cooperation, group and individual cooperation, I think that is a must, because we're just one unit, we're just one plant. We can only do so much, but we're not giving up. And we're hoping that more and more people will join this initiative. And you don't have to be a recycler to contribute to the solution. It's just how you purchase, how you use, how you dispose. That can really change the gravity of the problem.
I see that there's huge opportunities for the younger generations to really make a difference in terms of how we engage with technologies and with the way that we use the sustainability agenda to push the organization forward. And so become the leader of the next generations to take our business, which is a very long-term business. From that perspective, it's important for us to ensure that the next generations come in will certainly have that ability to influence and continue to build that very long-term business as such.
And Hong Kong is really home to numerous national parks. There's still room for improvement, of course, in terms of waste management and the development of a more prominent green scene. Expanding the green initiatives and the infrastructures in the city is also essential if Hong Kong is to really remain as a livable and appealing home for both residents and also the visitors in the long run. I really hope for these changes to take root and expand. As a company, we are committed to sustainability for our children and our children's children.
Throughout this transformative journey, we have witnessed how sustainability extends beyond its role as a corporate responsibility. It is instead a collective endeavor. Each and every one of us possesses the ability to contribute to the cause of sustainability in action. As we move on, let's hear how our distinguished business leaders engage their stakeholders with a particular focus on environmental, social, and governance, or ESG factors, and as they express their own aspirations for a sustainable future.
Our group also takes a proactive approach in engaging our major stakeholders as we listen carefully to those that are close to us or are affected by our businesses, whilst continuously enhancing our performance. Our recently adopted group-wide biodiversity policy was crafted to provide a guideline for all our operations across the group as an overarching framework. As a global citizen, we treasure our natural resources, air, land, water, and natural habitats. The core corporate strategy is to operate responsibly and protect these valuable resources. We also encourage our suppliers, business partners, and customers to further their own efforts at biodiversity protection stewardship. We envision the topic of sustainable business practices shall receive even more attention, and more policies and procedures will have to be adopted. We have already aligned ourselves with the fast development all over the world of such requirements, and especially in Europe. As a group, we are fully committed to deploying sustainable business practices and shall continuously invest into such business operations.
So I believe firmly that we all have a role to play in trying to address some of the key sustainability issues that our city, Hong Kong, but also the world are facing. So I think everybody from governments, regulators, businesses and individuals have all got to play their part in trying to lead a green lifestyle and also trying to contribute to addressing issues such as social inclusion and social mobility. And so I'm a passionate believer in ESG, both for me as an individual, but also for us as MTR.
I think in the future, for ESG, I guess we as an employer and also the employee and also the community and the government, each of us play a very important role because we ourselves or even just the government cannot bring this ESG to a very fast stage without the contribution, the participation of each of the parties as I just mentioned. We need to explain to the public, to the society, why ESG or why sustainability matters to their life. It is about education. Education is through community, by the business, and also by the government. So I guess we all need to work together.
The future of ESG development will definitely keep sustainability practitioners quite busy. We think there will be a harmonized way of looking at ESG. There will be more consensus of what the best standards, best practices look like. So that's definitely a plus for ESG research. In general, I think everyone can be part of the solution in sustainability. Hong Kong has always been a resilient and an efficient society. My hope is that we can apply the same spirit to run our businesses and make sure we can achieve climate resilience and to improve our resource efficiency in our business operations. So that's the essence of sustainable development.
Green finance, which really looks at climate change and financing to reduce climate change. I think that will be a fair takeaway on the differences between the two. But again, in the marketplace, there is a mix and match, and people really understand the ultimate objective is to do something good, something not for this generation, but actually in the future generation as well.
There are many little things that each of us could do to reduce our impact on this fragile planet. Far too many to list here, perhaps. But many small acts make a big difference, and we should never take the apparent disinterest of other countries as an excuse to do less. Hong Kong is establishing a reputation for best practice and leading by example. And it was never more important to do this than in environmental matters.
Sustainability will mean that things will need to get more expensive, but it will also mean that there are difficult decisions that need to be made in the journey ahead. I have children, And I want to make sure that what we do in our business today doesn't affect the future for them. And I'm sure many people view it in the same way.
At AS Watson, we don't want to see sustainability as just corporate initiatives. We have a lot of passion in every one of our colleagues, and we try to make sure that our customers also have this passion. So for all the Hong Kong consumers, we really want your help. We want everyone to join efforts. It's not one company who will make the difference. It's about joint efforts in Hong Kong that will make the difference.
I think what the future will look like, you will see a lot of new models of business and new models of manufacturing where different stakeholders collaborate their expertise and collaborate their individual solutions to bring about a more substantive solution for a sustainable future.
With future technologies, the picture is always a little bit cloudy. There are various different roads that we could go down on. It could be that in another 10, 20 years, we need to be using another different fuel. But I think we just have to continue to make incremental steps and progress and keep marching down that road. There's no perfect, only better. We just have to keep improving.
I think these opportunities help me to foster a lot of collaborations with different stakeholders, allows idea exchanges, and also promotes best practices. Another thing is, one thing that I'm very excited is the fact that we will be able to find out different practices in different areas in the sustainability space and have them integrated, and some of them to even bring them into the Asia Pacific region.
Don't underestimate ourselves. Don't underestimate the position of Hong Kong, because we can set an example and let other Asian countries, especially China, see, and they will welcome them to copy us. So in that little regard, we can change China as well, which is now the largest carbon emission country in the world. So we can have a major positive impact on our labor sustainability as well.
Throughout this journey, we've highlighted the significant strides that Hong Kong businesses are making in the realm of sustainability. Our esteemed guests have emphasized that sustainability is not just about us, it's also about securing a better future. As we conclude, we turn the spotlight towards our younger generation, the torchbearers of this sustainable future we're all striving for. Let's listen to their voices, share their vision, and appreciate their plans as they shape their own sustainable future.
Sustainability is very important to us because we as a corporate citizen and with the resources at hand across various industries should be the one leading the change. I'm also working for the next generation, like for my children and eventually for their children. We strive to build a sustainable future for our next generation.
Why we care about the environment is really because for the next generation, how are they going to really enjoy the environment that we're enjoying? How do they enjoy what we have right now? So it's really important for me to help them to do our part and hopefully lower our carbon emission, helping the environment so that they can enjoy what we have enjoyed right now.
I think sustainability certainly is the opportunity for the next generation, for the future generation. I would sum it up like this, that it's about engaging the society morally and responsibly with the highest ethical standards for the sake of our children and the future generation.
Personally, I'm mindful of my consumption and strive to minimize it. When purchasing products, I consider their sustainability, their material use, and aim to reduce waste. For instance, I opt for reusable water bottles, bring my own shopping bags, and choose products with eco-friendly packaging. Recycling is another crucial aspect of my commitment to sustainability. I support businesses that prioritize sustainability in their products and service and encourage my friends, especially the younger generations, to join in protecting our future and make it sustainable.
As a university student, I am acutely aware of the impact of my lifestyle choices have on the environment. I make a conscious effort to limit my consumption and choose products that align with my commitment to sustainability. So for example, instead of buying fast fashion items that contribute to environment degradation, I offer secondhand clothes or pieces from sustainable brands. I also choose to commute by bike or public transport whenever possible, reducing my carbon footprint. However, I am convinced that by making a small, consistent change in our daily routines, we can contribute to a greener and more sustainable future for ourselves and generations to come.
Many years ago, I watched a movie called The Day After Tomorrow. The scenes of the environmental disaster scared me. Sparking a curiosity about our planet's health, I began devouring books and articles about conservation, eager to understand how I could help. Climate change is also a pressing issue that feels beyond our control. I realized that, even as a secondary school student, I can make a difference in my everyday life.
It's sad to see people mixing all their trash together, which makes it hard to get rid of properly. Before buying anything, I would ask myself, is this good for the environment? Is it made from safe materials? Can it help reduce waste? I swapped my disposable water bottle for a refillable one and started choosing products with green packaging. I've been encouraging my classmates to adopt a minimalist lifestyle. I believe that our collective efforts can make a significant difference in preserving our environment for future generations.
I don't want to see polluted rivers, dead fish, and destroyed habitats. It is devastating when the weather gets extreme and the air gets smoky. Natural disasters like hurricanes, droughts, and floods are horrendous. It is not good when we lack clean water, fertile soil, and energy sources. But I can help, even if I'm just a kid. I can save water, turn off lights, and unplug electrical appliances when I'm done with them. I can also recycle paper, plastic, and cans at home and at school. Bringing a reusable water bottle or lunchbox can help reduce waste. Together, we can make the world better.
In my future world, people play happily under a bright blue sky breathing fresh air. Dogs wag their tails while fish swim freely in their clear waters. My family and I help care for the earth by sorting bottles, recycling, and saving energy and water. There are lots of green trees and colorful flowers that make the world beautiful as ever. To help nature thrive, I will plant more trees and flowers, creating more green space on Earth. I will also choose to not eat any more endangered species and keep a balanced diet. As for my dreams, it will be a breathtakingly beautiful world where kindness dwells among both people and nature.
Having heard our younger generation's aspirations for a sustainable future, it's clear that we must act now to keep that vision in focus. Each step we take on that journey, each of our everyday decisions, from the clothes we wear to the food we eat, from the buildings we inhabit to the energy we use, from the transport we take to the travel plans we devise, from the investments we make to the lifestyles we choose. It is through these choices that we can determine the sustainable actions we need to take and stay committed to our path towards a sustainable future. As we bring this series to a close, we hope that you will gather up and reflect upon the insights and lessons you've gained. We've had the privilege of hosting numerous renowned business leaders and eminent guests whose contributions have deepened our understanding of sustainability progress and whose insights have empowered us all to make more sustainable choices in our daily lives. Finally, we extend our heartfelt thanks to you for traveling with us on this journey. Your viewership and support have been invaluable, and we deeply appreciate your engagement with us on this important topic. As we say farewell, we hope that the seeds of sustainability planted through this series will continue to grow and make sustainability in action a reality in your lives.